The key to immortality is first living a life worth remembering. Interesting. Alright, so I'm under a bridge here at a park in California, and I'm going to be testing out the GoPro HERO5 Black here. I think this is a great situation for testing it out because of a variety of different lightings, and also it's a little bit of a windy day, so if the wind picks up, then that will be a good chance to test out the microphone and see how it performs in windy conditions. And so this isn't really going to be a full review of the camera because I just got it a couple of days ago, and so I'm still testing it out, figuring out the functions and everything. But I will be learning myself in the course of this video and showing what the video quality is like, and then you'll obviously be hearing the audio. I'm going to do a little hiking around here. First thing that you should know is that the GoPro HERO5 comes with this little frame that goes around the camera, but as you can see, it is not a waterproof case. You can just see right through it there. So it is different from some of the previous versions in which there is a waterproof case that goes around it. So the camera itself, as it is waterproof just like that. So as I understand it, you can go underwater with it without having it inside this case here. However, what I learned in the course of filming another video yesterday is that if you don't have it inside the case, then the microphones, which are 3 of them around the camera, are susceptible to being touched and rubbed. So I'm rubbing on some of them right now. And so I'm hoping that the solution to that is recording with the camera inside the frame, that is actually quite important, and that will keep your fingers from touching the microphone. So I'm now going to put the camera back inside the case here and see if that makes a difference. And so the camera is now inside the case, and I'm now going to start walking, and in the course of recording this video, then I'm going to be changing the various settings on the camera to show the differences between the different functions that are available on this GoPro 5. It is currently set at 1080p, 60 frames per second, and on the wide angle lens. And fortunately, the lens can be changed on this GoPro so that it isn't stuck at the fisheye wide angle. And so the wind is picking up now, so we'll see how it's affecting the camera. I have some of those micro muff things that you put over the microphones. It's supposed to help reduce the wind noise, but I'm not sure if it makes any sense on an action camera in which you would be taking it underwater. I don't think that those would really fit onto the camera anyways. So you're just stuck with whatever happens. So this is a disc golf course. These are baskets that you throw a disc into like a frisbee. It's the same rules as golf, so you throw off from out there. This is the 18th basket, and that is the first basket. So I'm now going to demonstrate the different angles of the lens that are possible. This is at the wide angle. Now it's set at the medium angle. Now it's at the linear angle. This is the narrow angle. And this is the super view angle. I'm now shooting at 4K at 30 frames per second. You can't shoot at 60 frames per second with the 4K, only at 30 frames per second. But I should mention that I will not be processing this video at 4K because that is a pain on my computer. So this isn't quite going to show the full 4K capability, but it will give the general idea. Now this is at 2.7K at 30 frames per second. You also can't shoot at 60 frames per second in the 2.7K. And I should mention these are all going to be filmed at the wide angle. I will just keep it at that setting for this video. And again, I will be processing the video at 1080p, not at 2.7K. So that will affect the video quality a little. And so there are 3 different audio settings. Previously, I had it at the stereo only audio setting. It is now at regular, so neither of the audio tuning functions are switched on. The other one is the wind only audio setting. And so I'm not sure if there's going to be any difference between how it sounded before and how it sounds now. But I guess that wind only setting should help it in windy conditions. So I will change it over to that now. And so it is now on the wind only setting. Not too much wind blowing at the moment, so not sure if it's making much difference, but I think I will leave it on this setting since wind is usually a issue, and then see in the course of this video if it helps to lessen the wind sound. I'm now going to walk into the trees here and test out a couple of other things, including the low light setting. And so the low lighting setting was on before. It is now off. Not sure if this is even like dark enough for it to matter. Maybe it more refers to if it's night out or evening. But we'll see if there's any difference. And now the low lighting setting is on. Also, I'm going to show the difference between stabilization and no stabilization. Currently, the stabilization is on while I'm walking here. And now the stabilization is off. And stabilization back on. And some other settings. Currently the sharpness is set at high. Now the sharpness is set at medium. And now the sharpness is set at low. You can also change the white balance. Previously it was at auto. Now it is at 3000K. Now it's at 6000K, so as you can see, it looks a lot different. I put the white balance back to auto, but I changed the ISO from 1600 to 3200. It is still video stabilized and at wide angle, 1080p, 60 frames per second. Now the ISO is at 6400. And now I drop the ISO down to 400. Also, I'll mention that the battery in the GoPro Hero 5 Black is removable. So far it's used about 30% of the battery power. It's down to 69% it says right now in the course of making this video up to this point. Probably a good idea to get an extra battery. Now it's back to ISO 1600. However, I changed the shutter from auto to 1/480. And then here's the shutter at 1/60. That looks a lot different. Definitely not the best setting for this lighting here. But then now it looks better in the lower lighting. Some turkeys up there. But I will just leave it at the auto setting. And one more time, I'm now shooting with the stabilization off, and also with the low lighting setting off. And now with the stabilization and the low lighting settings back on. And here the low lighting setting turned off again for the bright light. And last thing, the angle changed back to narrow. A lot different. All right, thanks for watching. I hope this gave you a good idea of how the GoPro Hero 5 Black performs in various lighting and audio situations. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned. I am traveling next to Thailand in just a few days. Going to be some exciting adventurous travel videos coming. Later.